Let's move back on to
Yes.
Professor Kevin Curran from Ulster University. I was asking you, Professor Curran, why governments are being targeted.
There are usually indiscriminate attacks, generally. So they might not know if this is an industry or it is a government. But of course, they send out these probes all the time when they get results from, because computers will just answer with saying what they are, what operating system they are. And they also are able to tell if they have unprotected what we call ports, which are like extensions for phone numbers, really. And if some of these ports are open, that is a way in for the criminals.
And what are they hoping to achieve?
It's usually financial. Of course, there's political motivation. There's two types of hackers. There's state-sponsored, again, which can be for financial gain as usual or political gain, but also generally we've seen a rise in cyber criminals, really, because the tools are becoming much easier for them to use. And of course, again, they're aiming for the West again, because sometimes we don't realize how much wealthier we are than a lot of these countries where these attacks originate from.
How big a problem do you think it is here in Northern Ireland, having seen the numbers which have just been revealed?
It's a problem everywhere. I mean, to be honest, 75% of cyber attacks start with an email. So email is still one of the number one attack vectors. But it is crucial. It just shows you how much money we need to invest in our systems. We've seen what happened down south when the Irish hospital system was attacked. So we have to really spend more money, because just because you haven't been attacked before doesn't mean you're going to not be attacked tomorrow. So companies have to have backup plans in place. Have they got... What happens if they're brought down by a ransomware attack? What happens if a cyber criminal gets in? Can they continue? Or, do they even have paper and pens ready in case they have to go to that? Because quite often that's what has to happen. So we're going to see a nightmare future, and, really, because we're going to see hospitals go down, we're going to see more airports go down, we're going to see trains, we're going to see all types of systems, because everything has moved online. And again, the people protecting these systems have to protect every single avenue, every device, every computer. They have to train staff. They have to watch what the devices staff are using, how good they practice, their password management and everything else. And the hackers only have to get lucky ones. And these tools, you can load some of these tools. One of my favorites, you load into your browser. You just type in the name of a website, and you let it go, and it comes back at a list within a minute, telling you all the vulnerabilities on the particular website you've just typed in. And then it's just so easy nowadays to attack systems.
Kevin, does that number of 1 million suspicious emails a month, 600,000 of them possible cyber attacks, does that strike as a large number or fairly standard?
Very standard. I mean, what they can do is compare relatively with what their attacks were last month, or last year, last quarter, whatever else, and do and then they can see the relativity of the attacks. But no, I mean, the Department of Defense of the United States generally gets about 100 million attacks every day. And they have a lot of systems. But again, so that number would dwarf the number we're seeing here. So no, it doesn't surprise me at all.
And Professor Curran, did you really say we're going to have to go back to pen and paper for a backup, just in case?
Absolutely. But ideally, hopefully, they have some types of semi-automated systems. But of course, we've seen what happened a year and a half ago when the Visa network, the credit card network, went down because of a technical flaw in the United Kingdom. People couldn't get trains home, they couldn't get tickets, they couldn't buy food. They were really stuck because no one carries cash anymore. And of course, shops had no backup system, so they had to refuse customers. Everything has gone online, but we've forgotten about the backup system. We just presume it will always work. And it really, and it's not the case. So again, it's up to you to decide, what can your business afford to go offline for X number of days or weeks.
Good point, well made. Professor Kevin Curran, thank you. To